しても1%でもあればもちろん抵抗でしょう。所詮運命と投げつけられたっての愛をひっくり返して Because だって君と未来を見れたら最高じゃない。
Bring it on cause I'm just gonna grow up in the battle, ayy. But you never don't stand still burning more fire. でも切り裂く right me. I gotta cut this nightmare. ただ未来が見たくて過去そして生きてる今 I scared of my past and now for that. それで I scream enough for my pride.
涙見たくないから叫び続けるよずっと
I'm never falling down 風せに吹き飛ばす destiny.
可能性中にある笑顔守りたいからずっと
I got a personal pain for you and me. Can I speak out the rest in peace?
I must admit, it never ceases to amaze me how brainless you can be.
Why are you just standing there? Ichigo! What's the difference between a king and his whore? What the hell are you saying? And I'm not talking about obvious stuff, like one's an animal and one's a person, or one has 2 legs and one has 4. Form, ability, and power! That's what's puzzling. If their form, ability, and power are exactly the same, why is it that one becomes the king and leads them into battle, while the other becomes the horse and carries the king? So what's the characteristic that distinguishes these 2 beings? There's only one answer. Instinct! In order for identical beings to get stronger and gain power, they need to develop a killer instinct. And that instinct is mostly forged in battle! They must develop an insatiable hunger to engage in battle. They must live to mercilessly crush, shred, and slice their enemies. This thirst for power is not an unnatural desire. In fact, it forms the very essence of our being. Deep within our body lies the honed instinct to dominate and slaughter our enemies! My friend, you don't have that! You use your brain to try and win a fight! You attempt to defeat your enemies with reason and logic. You don't tap into those pure-based instincts that exist within your core, waiting to be released! And the simple matter is it doesn't work. You're weak! Ichigo! I won't put up with that. Am I clear? I don't know about Zangetsu, but I refuse to play horse to a king who's weaker than me. Someone whose uncertainty and hesitation will end up getting us both cut to pieces! If you aren't willing to assert your strength and retain the crown, then I'll destroy you. Which means I'll be king.
Did you learn from it?
Yeah, that losing bites.
Oh,
Look, I don't think there's any big takeaway from our big fail back then.
guess you're still mad at me, huh?
Dude, no, I'm mad at... You know what? Maybe I gotta forgive you. Slash me. Beating ourselves up is just doing a favor from everyone else we ever go up against. So from now on, let's save the beatdowns for the bad guys. Deal?